This chapter rational numbers. Uh, so first thing is when they tell you, like the first kind of a sum, when they ask you to rationalize the denominator. Okay, rationalize the denominator. So what does it mean, rationalize the denominator? Basically means it means you don't want any denominator with a square root. Like say for example, if I tell you if it is something 2 root 3 upon root 5, so you can see we've got a root 3 in the numerator and denominator, but we have to rationalize only the denominator, meaning I do not want a root term in the denominator. So what should you do? You multiply with the same root term again. See what happens now when you multiply with the same root term. What will be root 3 into root 5? Root of 15. And what will be root 5 into root 5? Root of 25, which is equal to 5. So now we don't have any root in the denominator. Like another one, second type, say if you're asked to rationalize a binomial, say if you're given 2 root 5 plus 3 root 2 whole thing upon 2 root 5 minus 3 root 2. Now how to rationalize this one? So here what we are going to do, you'll rationalize with 2 root 5 plus 3 root 2. 2 root 5 plus 3 root 2. So here we are rationalizing it with an opposite sign, remember. Now, so you can see that out here I had a minus sign, but here I'm using what? Plus sign. Okay. So you have to always use the opposite sign. Now, what will this become? So out here now, let's say we will have what over here now? This will become 2 root 5 plus 3 root 2 whole square divided by 2 root 5 whole square minus 3 root 2 whole square. So what will this become? 2 root 5 whole square plus 3 root 2 whole square plus 2ab divided by, what is 2 root 5 whole square? 20. 3 root 2 square, 18. Now, what is 20 minus 18? 2. So this will become what? 4 5s are 20. 3 root 2 square is what? 18 minus 2 2s are 4. 4 3s are 12. So it will become 12 root 10. Which can be simplified further. What can you make this now? It will become 38 minus 12 root 10 divided by 2. You can take 2 common in the numerator, so you get 19 minus 6 root 10 upon 2. So that is 19 minus 6 root 10. That's your answer. Okay, I'll show you next type of a problem now. In this problem, you are given that 2 plus root 3 upon 2 minus root 3 is equal to a plus b root 3. Now we have to find what's the value of a as well as what's the value of b. So now 2 plus root 3. So what I'll do again, rationalize this. 2 plus root 3 upon 2 minus root 3 multiply with 2 plus root 3 upon 2 minus root 3. So what will this become now? No. This will also be plus, sorry, yeah. So what will this become now? 2 squared minus root 3 squared. What would this become? 2 plus root 3 the whole square. Now apply the formula of a plus b the whole square. So what would we get? We will get a squared plus root 3 squared plus 2ab whole thing upon 2 squared minus root 3 squared. So what would that become? 4 plus 3 plus 4 root 3 upon 1. Okay, which is equal to what? 7 plus 4 root 3. But 7 plus 4 root 3 is equal to what according to the question? A plus b root 3. So now guys, we need to, what we'll do now, compare them. So see what happens on comparing. When you'll compare them, what will we get? On comparing them, we will get what? That A is equal to what? 7. So on comparing, A is equal to 7 and B is equal to what? 4. Okay. So done. Now next problem guys. Problem number 3. In the problem number 3, let's say we are given 3 upon root 3 minus root 2. 3 upon root 3 minus root 2 is equal to A root 3 minus B root 2. So here what we can do again we'll rationalize the left hand side first. So 3 upon root 3 minus root 2 multiply by root 3 plus root 2 upon root 3 plus root 2. What will this become? Root 3 squared minus root 2 squared. And here you'll have 3 into root 3 plus root 2. Now what will happen? Now what will this become? So out here what will you get now? It will be 3 into root 3 plus root 2 divided by 3 minus 2. So what would that become? 3 into root 3 plus root 2 upon 1, which is 3 into root 3 plus root 2. But we can simplify this further. We'll have to open the brackets, make it 3 root 3 plus 3 root 2. So this was your LHS. Now this is equal to what? LHS equal to RHS. What is RHS? A root 3 minus B root 2. Now how to compare here? So how will we compare here now? We will compare 3 root 3 with A root 3. Okay. And how will you compare this one? So we'll compare 3 root 2 with minus B root 2. So see what will you get here? 3 root 2 is equal to minus B root 2. So therefore B is equal to what? Minus 3. Now what about A? So how will we solve for A? So for A, what we go to do is, again here 3 root 3 is equal to A root 3. So comparing, A is equal to what? 3. So this is your other answer. Okay. And okay, so this was our sum number 3. Now next sum number 4. Now in the sum number 4, say now you're given to simplify. We have to simplify. Say they have asked us to simplify root 2 upon root 6 minus root 2 minus root 3 divided by root 6 plus root 2. Now how will you simplify this? So you have to just take for basically LCM. So see, we'll just put brackets over here so that you don't make mistakes here. So they have not put the brackets in the question, you'll have to put it yourself. So now root 2 into root 6 plus root 2. Got it? How? I took these terms here. Minus root 3 into root 6 minus root 2. Again how? I took these terms here. The whole thing is divided by what? Root 6 squared minus root 2 squared, because of A squared minus B squared formula. Now how to simplify further? So first multiply root 2 into root 6. What will be root 2 into root 6? It will be root of 12. So you'll get here root 12. Then multiply root 2 into root 2, next number. So that will be 2. Root 3 into root 6, root of 18. Minus into minus plus. Root 3 into root 2 is what? Root of 6. Upon 6 minus 2. So what will this give you? 4. Now what is root of 12 be written as? Let's see now. Root of 12. root of 12 can be written as what now? It will become 4. Root of 12 means what? Root of 4 into 3. That becomes what? 2 root 3. Root of 18 can be written as what? Root of 9 into 2. What is square root of 9? 3. So it become 3 root 2. And this one you can't simplify. So that's your final answer, because you cannot add any of these terms now. All of them are unlike terms. That's why. Okay. So now next number, problem number 5. Guys, now in problem number 5, here, now we are given that x is equal to root 5 minus 2 upon root 5 plus 2. What is y equal to? Root 5 plus 2 upon root 5 minus 2. So how will you find out x squared now? They are asking us to find out first x squared. So x squared will be what? Square of x. Okay. First thing. Then they are also asking us to find out y squared is how much. Then they are asking us to find out xy is how much. And after you find all this, they are asking us the sum of all of them. So the last part, fourth part, is very easy, because you just need to add up all the 3 parts. Now first let's start with x squared. So before we start with x squared, we'll first rationalize x, root 5 minus 2 upon root 5 plus 2. Now how are we going to rationalize it? With multiplied by root 5 minus 2 upon root 5 minus 2. Now when you do this, what will we get? We will get here root 5. We'll get root 5 okay, so out here we will get root 5 minus 2 the whole square divided by root 5 whole square minus 2 square. Now what would this become? So what is the square of root 5 now? First, what will this become? A minus b whole square. So we'll do what out here? A squared plus b squared minus 2ab upon 5 minus 4. So what would this become now? 5 minus 4 is 1. What is square of root 5? 5. Square of 2 is what? 4. 2 into 2, 4. So become 4 root 5. So your answer become 9 minus 4 root 5. Remember, this is only the value for x. What are you asked to find out now? X squared. So it will be 9 minus 4 root 5 whole square. What would this become now? This will become a squared plus b squared minus 2ab. What will this become now? 9 squared is 81. 4 root 5 squared will become what? 4 squared is 16. Root 5 squared is 5. 2 into 9, 18. 18 4 is 72 root 5. So now this will be 81 plus 80 minus 72 root 5, which is equal to 161 minus 72 root 5. Okay, so that's your value of x squared. Now same way, we need to first simplify y. So y was equal to what? Root 5 plus 2 upon root 5 minus 2. Clear? Now again what we'll do, we'll rationalize this. How will you rationalize this? With now root 5 plus 2 and root 5 plus 2. So what will this become now? Root 5 plus 2 the whole square. Root 5 whole square minus 2 square. Now apply a plus b the whole square. What will be the formula? A squared plus b squared plus 2ab. 5 minus 4. So what will be that? 1. So it will be 5 plus 4 plus 4 root 5. Okay, it'll be 5 plus 4 plus 4 root 5. So it'll become 9 plus 4 root 5. So that's the value of y. But we have to find out what y squared. How will we find out y squared now? Just square this term. So we'll get 9 plus 4 root 5 the whole square. What would this become now? A squared plus b squared plus 2a and b. Now, what is 9 squared? 81. What is 4 root 5 squared? 80. Now multiply. 2 9s are 18. 18 4s are 72 root 5. Which is equal to 161 plus 72 root 5. That's your y squared. So now we are done with x squared, we are done with y squared. Now they are asking us to find out xy. How to find the value of xy? So what is x is equal to root 5 minus 2 upon root 5 plus 2. What is y? Root 5 plus 2 upon root 5 minus 2. Now what can we cancel here? We can cancel root 5 minus 2, root 5 minus 2, root 5 plus 2, root 5 plus 2, which will be equal to what? 1. And the last part now, what is the last part to find the total of all of them? So how will you find out x squared plus y squared plus xy? So let's put the value. What is x squared first? 161 minus 72 root 5. What is y squared? 161 plus 72 root 5 plus what is xy equal to 1. So if you add on all, you will get the correct answer. Now minus 72 plus 72. So it will become what? 323 is your answer, final answer. Okay. Guys, then there is another sum which is a similar sum. Now this will be a sum number, there was a long sum number 6. Now guys, how to do sum number 6? So I'll try, yeah. So say if you're given x is equal to 2 root 3 plus 2 root 2, you have to find the value of 1 upon x is how much. Then find the value of x plus 1 upon x is how much. And after that you have to find the value of x plus 1 upon x the whole square. Again you can see, first basically find 1 upon x. Once you get them, you add those two answers, x and 1 upon x, and then again square it, you'll get the third part. Right, guys, it looks a little difficult, but it's actually pretty easy. See, let's start. 1 upon x is equal to what? 1 upon 2 root 3 plus 2 root 2. Correct? That is 1 upon x. I wrote x in the denominator. Now I will rationalize it. How do we rationalize it? 2 root 3 plus 2 root 2. So it will be 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2 upon 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2. What will this become? 2 root 3 squared minus 2 root 2 squared. 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2. Now open the brackets. So what will we get now? This will be 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2 upon 4 3s are 12 and 4 2s are 8. So we'll get 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2 upon 4. Then take 2 common. So root 3 minus root 2 divided by 4. So which is equal to what? Root 3 minus root 2 upon 2. So we found 1 upon x with this. Now they're asking us to find x plus 1 upon x. So now what will be x plus 1 upon x equal to? So 2 root 3 plus 2 root 2, that's your x, plus 1 upon x. What is 1 upon x equal to? We already found root 3 minus root 2 whole thing upon 2. Now what we can do here is we will take what? LCM. What's the LCM here? 2. So we'll get 2 times this whole bracket plus root 3 minus root 2 whole thing divided by 2. Now start opening the brackets. So what will you get? 4 root 3 plus 4 root 2 plus root 3 minus root 2 whole thing divided by 2. Now if you add up the like terms here, so 4 root 3 plus root 3, that's how much? 5 root 3. And 4 root 2 minus root 2 is how much? 3 root 2, correct? So that's your answer. So first we'll write what? 5 root 3 plus 3 root 2 whole thing upon 2. Okay, but there is one more part to the problem. They also ask us to find x plus 1 upon x, the whole square. So how are we going to do this? We just write 5 root 3 plus 3 root 2 upon 2 the whole square. Now 5 root 3 plus 3 root 2 the whole square. So what will this become now? So it will become a squared plus 3 root 2. So that's b squared plus 2ab whole thing upon 4. So 25 3s are 75, 9 2s are 18, 10 3s are 30, root 6 upon 4. Now what will be 75 plus 18? So 93 plus 30 root 6 divided by 4. Let me check the answers. The answers seem a little weird. Yeah, okay guys, that's the answer. It's a bit weird. Okay, so guys, this was our sum number, which one? 6th one. Now next sum, number 7. Now in the next sum, guys, it's given that x is equal to 1 minus root 2, and we have to find the value of x minus 1 upon x, the whole cube. So it's like the previous sum only. See, in the previous sum they gave us in parts, that first you find 1 upon x, then you find x plus 1 upon x, and then you find square. So here we are already having the value of what? X out here. We'll have to find the value of what? 1 upon x first. Okay, so see, let's go step by step. Let's first find the value of 1 upon x, which means 1 upon 1 minus root 2. How will you rationalize this? 1 upon 1 minus root 2 multiply by 1 plus root 2 upon 1 plus root 2. So what will this become now? A squared minus b squared. So we will write first the numerator will remain as it is, and the denominator becomes 1 squared minus root 2 squared. So 1 plus root 2 divided by 1 minus 2. Now what is 1 minus 2? So that will be what, guys? Minus 1, and in the numerator 1 plus root 2. Now see, understand this part properly. I can also write it as minus 1 plus root 2. I just do that negative sign in the numerator. So this is the value of 1 upon x. Now if I want to find the value of x minus 1 upon x, what will I do? First, x is how much? 1 minus root 2 minus n. Guys, just understand this part properly. Now I'll put, what's the value of 1 upon x we already found? Look up. It will be minus 1 plus root 2. Let's open the brackets now. 1 minus root 2 minus into minus plus 1 plus root 2. Again open the brackets further. So 1 minus root 2 plus 1 plus root 2. So what will that become? 1 plus 1, 2. Now this is the value of x minus 1 upon x, but you want to find what its cube. So what you do, just do cube on both sides. Cube on both sides. What will we get? X minus 1 upon x, the whole cube, is equal to what? 2 cube. Now what is x minus 1 upon x is equal to? Okay, we don't need to expand this, sorry. Guys, remember, don't expand this by mistake. Okay, because we are asked to find the value only of x minus 1 upon x, the whole cube. So that's your answer, guys, the third part. Okay, now next problem. I think now we are doing the problem number 8. Now in the problem number 8, here what we'll do is, okay, you're given this time. Okay, this is a little difficult problem, guys. We can mark it as a DHASU or a 3-star problem, this one. So you're given x is equal to 5 minus 2 root 6. And you have to find the value of x squared plus 1 upon x squared is how much? So there's one option, guys. We can do what, first find 1 upon x, then find x plus 1 upon x, and then we can use identities to find the value of x squared and 1 upon x squared. Another option is if we find x squared directly, I think, but that will get a little tough. So we'll do, guys, one thing. First we'll find 1 upon x is how much. So that is 1 upon 5 minus 2 root 6. Okay. So you'll get 1 upon 5 minus 2 root 6 multiplied by 5 plus 2 root 6 upon 5 plus 2 root 6. Now what is a minus b into a plus b? So it will be a squared minus b squared. And this will become 5 plus 2 root 6. Now this becomes 5 plus 2 root 6 divided by 25 minus 4 6 are 24. So even that comes what? 5 plus 2 root 6. So that's the value of 1 upon x. Quite simple. Okay, so guys, now this sum is going to be easy. What we'll do is we'll first find out the value of, say, we've got x and we've got 1 upon x. So you will find the value of x plus 1 upon x is how much? So x was 5 minus 2 root 6 plus 5 plus 2 root 6, open the brackets, it will become what? 10. So we've got x plus 1 upon x is equal to what? 10. So how much will be x squared plus 1 upon x squared now? So what are we going to do now? Squaring on both sides, correct? Squaring on both sides. What will you get on doing squaring on both sides? We'll get x plus 1 upon x the whole squared is equal to 10 squared. Now what will this become? A squared plus b squared plus 2ab is equal to what? 100. Okay, if you're getting confused how I got only 2, I'll show the whole working. 2 into a into b is equal to 100. Now what can we cancel here? So out here we can cancel what? X and x. What will you get with this now? We will get x squared plus 1 upon x squared plus 2 is equal to 100. So now therefore x squared plus 1 upon x squared is equal to what? 98. Clear? So this is our answer. Now sum number 8 is over. So now sum number 9. Guys, in the sum number 9, look, you are asked to show that 1 upon 3 minus root 8 minus 1 upon root 8 minus root 7 plus 1 upon root 7 minus root 6. Okay, long sum, minus 1 upon root 6 minus root 5 plus 1 upon root 5 minus 2. Okay, you have to say, they're saying show that. So you have to show that these all is equal to what? Basically 5. So what will we do is, you have to basically rationalize each term and then just whatever, add, subtract them. So what we'll do, first I'll show rationalization of first term. What will be the first term? 1 upon 3 minus root 8. How will you rationalize it? With 3 plus root 8 and 3 plus root 8. So what will that become? 3 plus root 8 divided by 9 minus 8. So your answer will be 3 plus root of 8. Now how I did first term, you're going to do second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, and then just substitute those values in the left hand side. You will get the value of all of them. Okay, I think second one will come as root 8 plus root 7, then root 7 minus root 6, and so on, and then add, subtract, you will get the answer. Guys, now next problem, number 10. This one is a little challenging problem. So we are given, you have to rationalize, but what's the difference this time? You have to rationalize when there are 3 terms now, root 3 minus root 2 plus 1. So how are we going to rationalize this? So first now you write root 3 minus root 2 plus 1. Rationalize it with all of them with opposite sign. Root 3 plus root 2 minus 1. Root 3 plus root 2 minus 1. Okay. Now in the numerator you can see obviously we can't do anything, right? So I'll write it as root 3 plus root 2 minus 1. But in the denominator you can see I can multiply the denominators. So what I'm going to do now, first multiply root 3 with this whole bracket. Okay, then what will we do? Multiply root 2 with this whole bracket. And then again we are going to multiply 1 with this full bracket. So we are going to do 3 times multiplication. So you are going to get a very like some 9 terms out here. Now look. So first we'll do what? Root 3 multiply by what? Root 3 plus root 2 minus 1 minus root 2 into root 3 plus root 2 minus 1 plus 1 into root 3 plus root 2 minus 1. Got it? Now let's open the bracket. So it will be root 3 plus root 2 minus 1. Now what is root 3 into root 3? 3. It will be 3 plus root 6 minus root 3. Then minus root 6 minus 2 plus root 2 plus root 3 plus root 2 minus 1. Now if you cancel them, see what will you get? You can cancel root 6 minus root 6, root 3 minus root 3, then 3 minus 2 is 1 and minus 1, so all that will also get cancelled. Now what are we going to be left out with? What is root 2 plus root 2? That is also what? 2 root 2. So we will get what now? Root 3 plus root 2 minus 1 upon 2 root 2. Now we need to rationalize this once again. So there is double rationalization in this sum. So multiply it with root 2 and root 2. What will you get here? So it will become 4 here. And root 2 multiplied by root 3 plus root 2 minus 1. Again open the brackets. Root 6 plus 2 minus root 2 divided by 4. Now you cannot simplify this further. So that's the end of the sum. Okay. Then sum number 11 now. So for the sum number 11, you are given root 2 is equal to 1.4. Actually, it's a very easy sum. The only reason I'm doing it is in case you don't understand what to do in this sum, that's fine. Not that the sum is difficult. Now we are asked to find the value of, find 1 upon root 3 minus root 2. Now how are we going to rationalize it? How to simplify this? So remember, do not substitute the value of root 3 and root 2 here only. You will get it wrong. Okay, this is not the method to solve it. We want to make it easier. So what we are going to do is, we are going to first rationalize this. How we been rationalizing earlier. So we'll do 1 upon root 3 minus root 2 multiply by root 3 plus root 2 divided by root 3 plus root 2. What will this become? Root 3 plus root 2 upon root 3 squared minus root 2 squared. So what can we write this further as now? It will be root 3 plus root 2 upon 3 minus 2. So that becomes root 3 plus root 2 eventually. So, but what is root 3 equal to in the question? It's given as 1.7 plus what is root 2? 1.4 is equal to 3.1. That's your final answer. Okay, fine. So guys, this is one part done. Now one very important thing. Okay, that was sum number 11. One more sum, guys, sum number 12. If they ask you, write down the lowest rationalizing factor. Lowest rationalizing factor. So how do you find the lowest rationalizing factor now here? So if you're asked to find the lowest rationalizing factor for 5 root 2, what will be your answer? It will be only root 2. If you're asked to find for root 24, so remember, first you'll have to simplify root 24 as what? 4 into 6, which is equal to what? 2 root 6. So what is the lowest rationalizing factor for this? Root 6. Okay, if you are asked to find lowest rationalizing factor of root of 18 minus root of 50. Again, first you rationalize this, what will become? Root of 9 into 2 minus root of 25 into 2. So it will be 3 root 2 minus 5 root 2. What is 3 minus 5 root 2? Minus 2 root 2. Now, what is the lowest rationalizing factor for this? It will be root 2. Okay, one more. Let's try one more. D. 15 minus 3 root 2. So first, what is common in them? 3 is common. So 3 5s are. Now, what is the lowest rationalizing factor here? So it's going to be 5 plus root 2. Remember, they can rationalize with other numbers also, but they are asking us to find what? Lowest rationalizing factor. That's why. Okay, now the last part and the most important part is how to make a number line. So guys, this is very obvious question in every school paper as well as in a board paper. Now, how to make a number line. So here we are going to learn about how to make the number line for a, we know how to make how to mark numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But we are learning about how to mark the numbers root 2, root 3, root 5, so on, root 6, root 7, and those ones. So even if you know one of them, root 2 or root 3, you'll be able to do rest all because the method remains the same. Now to do this, what we are going to do is, first, let's say, I'll show you the rough sketch first. So say out here, we'll draw a line first. Now, let's say we'll mark a point here, 0. Okay. Now you take 2 centimeter in your ruler, or I'll take 3 centimeter in my ruler, and I'll mark another point here. Okay, I'll mark another point here, which is one sec, I'm take measurements. So I'll mark another point here, which is at 3 centimeter distance. Then one more point which is also 3 centimeter away, and one more point 3 centimeter away. Now see out here, this will be what distance? 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, this point. Now 0 means what? Square root of 0. 1 means what? Square root of 1. Then square root of 4. That is going to be square root of 4. And then this will be what? Square root of 9. So basically, if you noticed here, so all those roots, okay, if I ask you to plot a number root 2, root 3, they'll obviously come between what? Root 1 and root 4. So between 2 and 3, there are more irrational numbers that you can mark. Root 5, root 6, root 7, root 8. Okay, so we are learning right now for what? For the root 2 and root 3 we'll mark in this picture. So let's start with this now. Let's say now how to draw this. So first on this point 1 here, we have to make a 90 degree. Okay, if you do not know how to make a 90 degree, look here. What we can do is, first from this point 1, guys notice probably a little difficult to do it now. First notice the point 1. From that you take some radius and cut an arc. You can cut an arc on the left and you can cut an arc on the right with the same radius. Now again go to these points. See which I'm marking it. Notice clearly these 2 points. You will take some radius or the same radius and cut an arc from here like this. On doing this, you will get a line. Okay, you will get a line like this. I'll repeat once again. Mine is a rough sketch. Okay, so it will obviously not come properly. So it will come 90 degree out here is supposed to come like this. Okay, but as I said, mine is a rough sketch, so I'll do one thing. I'm just erasing it right now, these lines, and I'll just make some construction here like that only, just to show you all how I did it. So I'll mark one line like this and another arc like this. So this gives us what? 90 degree. Now what you need to do is measure the distance. Okay, now you measure the distance from A to measure the distance from 0 to 1. So from 0 to 1 you will measure this distance here. See this distance. Measure 0 to 1 and cut an arc of that same distance. Okay, see, I'll repeat once again. Let's say you took this distance from 0 to 1. Measure this distance and then draw an arc of the same distance here also. Basically, the arc which you are drawing here will have what measurements? It will be of the arc which we've drawn out here, that will have what measurement? 1 unit only. See, we have taken this distance as what, from 1 to 0 and cut that same arc over here. Okay, so this is also what basically your 1. I'll just write over here for our understanding that this number is also equal to what? 1. Because whatever was the distance from 0 to 1, I took the same distance from 1 to 1. Now, if you join this distance now, see, if I join this line from 0 to that point 1, okay, if I'm drawing that line, that will be how much now? If I'm drawing this line 0 to 1, this will also be equal to what? 1, okay, no, this will be, just join this first, I'll tell you how much is it. So, we'll join this. Now, when you join this distance, this hypotenuse will be equal to root 2. Okay, it will be how much? Root 2. How can we be so sure that it is root 2? That's because, see, look at the rough sketch now. You have to do the rough sketch also in your exams. this was 1 unit here, square root, 90 degree, again 1 unit here also, and let this be x. Now use Pythagoras theorem. What will be x squared equal to 1 squared plus, okay, it will be 1 squared plus 1 both the times. So what will be x squared is equal to 2. So what is x is equal to root 2. Okay, so we'll get x is equal to root 2 here. That's how. Now okay, now how to mark root 2 on the number line? Now this is another challenge again. So what we'll have to do, take the radius. Okay guys, look, we'll take the radius from the point A, that is what, 0, to the point B, that is what, 1. Take the radius and then you start drawing that arc from here to this, and what will this point become? Root of 2. Okay, got it everybody? So you are taking the radius from A to B. Take the radius from A to B, and with that same radius you keep on drawing that arc down and you will get what? Root 2. Now how to draw root 3? So for root 3 we will have to, okay, for root 3 guys, we'll have to again we'll have to draw a perpendicular at root 2 once again. See, sometimes they allow you to draw perpendicular directly. Just take a ruler and draw. They allow you. But again, as I said, it will depend. Okay, ask your school teachers whether it's okay or not. Otherwise, you'll have to construct a 90 degree there also. How are you going to construct? Again, from this point, say P, you will take 2 arcs left and right. And then just like we did in the first case, again you'll draw perpendicular. Now again what we need to do is, you will have to cut an arc of 1 unit once again. See, once again I'm drawing what? An arc of 1 unit on this line. You can see that yellow line. So again I've measured the distance from 0 to 1 and I've drawn the same distance arc over there. Once you draw this, what will happen now? Again join from A to B. You have to join from A to B. Now while you join from A to B, okay, look, I will join it from A to B here. So I'll get a, let's see what line we'll get. So if we join from A to B here, what will this value become? Root of 3. This one will become root 3. Okay, now again, how will you mark it? Root 3 here down. So what do you do? Measure the distance from A to new point. What is that? B. Measure distance from A to B, and then again you will draw an arc from here to down. Correct? There is an arc. So wherever it goes and meets, that's your point, root 3. Okay. So guys, first we'll do till root 3 and then I'll discuss root 5, root 6 in the class how to do. If you can try yourself, you can do it yourself also. I'll just tell you, see how did this give us root 3 now. So basically what we had done was, we have vertical distances as 1 only still. Okay, but your this thing became what? Root of 2. Now what is the square of root, and let this be equal to what? Y. Again apply Pythagoras theorem. So y squared is equal to what? Root 2 squared plus 1 squared. So now what is root 2 squared? 2. 1 squared is what? 1. So you'll get y squared is equal to 3. So y is equal to what? Root of 3. Okay. So yeah. So guys, this finishes our whole thing. So you'll solve these problems and then you'll be able to do that one whole exercise from your textbook. It's exercise either 1C or 1, I think it's 1C in your new textbook.